Hi there, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for September. The month begins with the Sun in a part of your horoscope which can see you sparkle from a communicational viewpoint. You just need to be conscious that on the 2nd, as Mercury moves into the sign of Libra, there may be at times this month, through to the 28th at least, when you could be slightly more subjective about your thoughts than may appear to be obvious. Now on the 5th, Venus is going to move into this area as well. Someone's going to be hanging on your every word at some point this month, and it may be as soon as week 2. This is because Venus is going to be going face to face with Neptune, which will give you an almost poetic expression. Now, what I'm saying may seem to have poetic license, but I'm actually being really sincere, because when Venus and Neptune combine, it really does engender an almost mystical aura, and that can feed into the way you get your ideas across. So if you are someone who's interested in the arts, or you are a communicator within your work, this can actually be very good for you, as long as you're mindful that with Neptune can also come a certain amount of confusion, and at the worst end of the spectrum, actually deceit and dishonesty. Now, if you get chatting to someone you really like or fancy in week 2, just bear that in mind. And I do actually think that if you're single, more than one person could be beaten a path to your door. So with that in mind, don't be in too much of a hurry to make your mind up about any potential romantic partner, and just enjoy flirting and letting things develop at their own speed. Now, there's no doubt about it, week 2 is a mega important week this month. A whole cornucopia of different planetary influences stacks up on top of one another. In a purely practical way, there's a great link between the Sun and Saturn, which means if you can really be sure about what you feel about something, and you want to let someone know that you're authentic and sincere, you can come across in a way which can create a tremendously positive impression. But also, Uranus and Mercury are going to be in opposition. This is a bit more challenging. You could encounter someone, or there may be someone in your family who sees things very differently to you. If you're a more orthodox type of person and tends to see your appliance, if you like, to life as being very much following the rules and regulations as they are laid down, this could come up because someone you encounter is someone who challenges those rules, who tries to step outside of them. On the other hand, if you're more of a risk taker, it could be you who encounters someone who tries to steer you back onto what they expect of you. But as I say, there's loads of scope for expressing yourself. But with Jupiter in your sector of finances forging an absolutely amazing link to Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, the more open you are to novel and unusual ideas, the more you can actually have a huge slice of luck. So if you are resolutely conventional in your approach, try to be a bit more flexible and stay alert, because this situation could come up very rapidly and it may require a quick answer, but it is going to be going on from the 10th to the end of the month, a real opportunity to transform your situation, but it will fall upon you to show more imagination and perhaps step outside your comfort zone. Now, Mars is in a very positive part of your horoscope in the first half of this month, but it moves on the 13th into an area where you do need to be a bit more serious about things. And when it comes to areas where you're trying to express your ideas, then as Mars starts to forge a right angle to that emphasis in your horoscope, it is going to be important not to try too hard, to bite off more than you can chew. Try to pace yourself. And on the 22nd, the Sun is going to be moving into the sign of Libra, which for you can be more reflective. There's also a new moon on the 23rd, but the crucial change, I believe, occurs still on the 23rd, but with Pluto going into forward motion. As far as relationships are concerned, Pluto has been having an amazing impact on your life over the last 7 years. But every year it goes backwards for 5.5 months. Pluto is about power, and we see power being manifested in lots of negative ways in a sort of global situation, especially in terms of the politics of internal countries. And we've seen it in Libya, we've seen it in Syria, we've seen it in Ukraine, and of course, very sadly, in Israel. But it's possible that in your situation, something needs to change in a relationship, or has been changing, but now that Pluto starts to go forwards, you'll be more comfortable with dealing with any alterations that may have occurred for you. Now, there is going to be a couple of other changes towards the end of this month. Mercury moves into a brilliant area for you. It goes into your sister water sign of Scorpio, and you're going to come out of feeling quite so inward looking, and it can help you to just be a little bit more logical about things. But Venus does move right at the end of this month, suggesting that something to do with a family get-together or celebration or gathering may come very much to the fore. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.